dignitaries on the dais, and young leaders. It's really overwhelming to be present in this august gathering. I can see the bright future of India sitting in front of me. And the people who are making the future bright are just behind me. And it is a great honor for me to have an occasion to address this gathering. I thank Karad sir for giving me this opportunity. At the onset, let me clarify one thing. I'm no longer working with DNA. I'm freelancing. We journalists, we like to call ourselves almighty. We like to call ourselves potent. And we like to call ourselves knowledgeable. Most of the time, we are not really that knowledgeable, but it is the profession that gives us access to knowledgeable people, and we learn a lot from those knowledgeable people. As a journalist, I don't think I'm capable to speak about the preparedness of the Indian forces, because what they are doing, I've never done in my lifetime. But having worked as a journalist and a crime reporter, and having covered terrorism extensively over a period of 20 years, I have been fortunate enough to see both sides of the coin, that is, the forces as well as the people. And I'll try to put up that perspective. I'm here to talk about the preparedness of the police. The police is the first fault line in the defense of India. In the post-Cold War era, the risk of external aggression on the borders is much less compared to the risk of insurgency and terrorism. Our country has been battling with terrorism for decades now, and there is no sign of we getting any respite from the trouble that we are facing. And who are the terrorists? The terrorists are people like you and me. And who are the people who deal with the terrorists? The first ones to respond to any terrorist, the first one to identify the terrorist, the first one to locate the terrorist, the first one to arrest him, the first one to prosecute him is the police. And what is the situation of our police force? Our first line of defense has several fault lines in it. Number one, the police is totally demoralized. And why they should not be? A policeman is hardly undergraduate anymore. He is at least postgraduate in almost all cities. He studies so hard, joins the duty for what? 12 hours of duty? The service for whom? The society he considers thankless, and more than that, the leaders whom he despises, looks at as those leaders as mostly the criminals. And the salary, well, we all are aware of that. And look at the way we portray the police. We call him Mama. The policemen in the films are rarely shown as heroes. Not that there are no heroes in the policemen. There have been and there will be. But we just tend to overlook them. So these people are grossly demoralized. The second problem is that is partially a fallout of this demoralization is lack of engagement. The policemen are not engaging with any cross section of the society other than the ones who can benefit them. That is the routine criticism of the police, and to a large extent it is true. When it comes to the modern day challenges like organized crime, terrorism, or even the rising crime, the police need to have to be deeply engaging with the community to prevent these crimes. But unfortunately, that is not happening. The third problem is, even if the police come to know about a crime or a criminal, the response is normally slow and inadequate. That is why just a few seconds back, somebody spoke about the elite force. Not that we need elite force every now and then. The elite force is there as the final resort. The things can be nipped into the bud, which we are not doing. Look at the way the people are getting radicalized. Look at the recent arrests of the people indoctrinated by ISIS. This all can be curbed if the forces and the governance is engaging with the police. We need to engage with religious heads. We need to engage with educational institutions. We need to engage with the media, which is unfortunately not happening. And even if they engage, they don't get the equipment that is required. About 60% of the requirements of the Indian forces are imported. If we reduce it by merely 25%, the experts say it will create jobs for 1 lakh to 1,25,000 people. But unfortunately, it is not happening the way it should have happened. It is the duty of us, the citizens, and the leaders that we elect to set the things right. Being a citizen, it is my right to have safety and security at all corners. And it is the responsibility of the leaders to ensure that the forces are able to perform their best. But that is not happening. And as a result of that, not many people are willing to join the forces. The state of Maharashtra, that was pioneer in military services, has come down at 10th rank when it comes to IMA pass outs this year. This calls for deep soul searching for all of us. Thanks a lot.
थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रसन्न कुमार केसकर जी, आपने अपने अनुभवों को हमारे साथ शेयर किया, हमारे यंग स्टूडेंट्स के साथ शेयर किया. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका.